Work harder, take risks, hustle 24/7. Tired of hearing the same old entrepreneur advice? If that's the key to success, firefighters would be billionaires. The truth is, building a successful business is far different from what everyone's selling you. So today we're breaking down 6 unconventional tips that will actually help you succeed. This is going to be life-changing.
4, 3, 2, 1.
We start off with number 6, yes we can. Let's begin with the story of one of the most successful entrepreneurs of our time, Elon Musk. While many are familiar with his success stories, it's worth noting that in 2008, SpaceX was on the brink of bankruptcy. The Falcon 1 rocket had failed not once, nor twice, but 3 times in a row. At that moment, Musk's extraordinary plan to establish a civilization on another planet seemed more unhinged than ever. But instead of giving up, Musk uttered 3 powerful words. Yes, we can. And he did. The Falcon 2 Flight 4, launched on September 28, 2008, revolutionized the world of aerospace for once and for all. This wasn't just optimism, it was a shift in mindset. It was about believing in your vision, even when faced with overwhelming challenges. This mindset represents strength and determination, qualities that have helped many businesses succeed by encouraging innovation, perseverance, and confidence in overcoming obstacles. Elon Musk could have easily dismissed the dream of making space travel more accessible, but he chose not to. Now we're witnessing rockets successfully launching into space at a fraction of the cost of government missions, as well as landing back on Earth. The way they return, carried by 2 almost chopstick-like structures, leaves us questioning whether what we are seeing is real or AI-generated. Now here's the twist. It wasn't just Elon Musk who embraced this philosophy. Barack Obama did as well during his 2008 presidential campaign. He embodied the yes we can attitude, pushing forward with unwavering belief in the possibility of success despite overwhelming odds. This mindset is crucial for you to adopt, especially when self-doubt and negativity threaten to creep into your life. We all experience moments of questioning ourselves. There will always be those who are quick to say, "That'll never work," or "It's too risky." But here's the thing. Those obstacles, they're not roadblocks. They're opportunities in disguise. Every challenge presents a chance to innovate, think differently, and create something unique. Your ability to achieve greatness is directly related to the magnitude of the problems you face. The larger the problems you successfully overcome, the greater you become. For entrepreneurs, it's essential to cultivate a culture where ideas aren't dismissed before they even get a chance to flourish. It's about saying, let's explore this, even if the idea sounds a little crazy at first. And failure? That isn't the end of the road. It's merely a detour. It's an opportunity to pivot, learn, and come back stronger. Isn't that where the magic happens? When you decide to push past the doubt and just go for it? Moving on to number 5, product last approach. You might think building a killer product is the first step. Wrong. A truly transformative business starts with identifying a problem and then innovating a solution. This is called a problem-first approach and is used by companies like Airbnb. Airbnb didn't start with the idea of creating a platform for renting out spare rooms. Instead, it began with the founders recognizing a problem: the high cost of hotel rooms during a sold-out design conference in San Francisco. They identified the unused space in people's homes as a solution. This problem-first mindset led to an entirely new industry of peer-to-peer accommodation sharing. By focusing on the problem, entrepreneurs ensure that their products are not just innovative, but truly solve a problem. This strategy forces a deep understanding of customer pains, leading to solutions that resonate on a personal level with consumers. It's about listening to the market's needs before deciding what to create, ensuring relevance and user adoption from the outset. Number 4, don't go too wide. I know I might receive some backlash for saying this, but hear me out. In an era where scale often equates to success, the advice to think narrow, not broad may seem misguided. Of course, the instinct is to try to do it all. But should you? I suggest focusing on specialization, becoming the best in a specific niche rather than trying to appeal to everyone. A great example is Blue Apron, which found its place in the meal kit delivery service market by targeting home cooks seeking gourmet experiences without the hassle of meal planning or grocery shopping. Rather than expanding to accommodate every possible dietary preference or meal type, they concentrated on providing an exceptional experience for a specific audience. This focus allowed them to dominate their niche, offering a service that was more than just another meal delivery option. It was a curated culinary journey. Thinking narrowly means going deep rather than wide. It involves understanding your market thoroughly, delivering unique value that others can't, and building a loyal tribe of customers who resonate with your mission. When you concentrate on this, your brand becomes the go-to solution for a specific need. You won't just be another option, you'll be the expert. Some people trust, and that kind of reputation is not easily replicated by competitors. Number 3, ask for the cash and ride the float. So it might not be a surprise that cash flow management is the lifeblood of any startup. One unconventional yet effective strategy is to ask for the cash and ride the float. This principle involves securing payments upfront and using that cash to fund operations or growth before delivering the product or service. I know you might be wondering, why would a customer pay me in advance? I understand your skepticism, but let me explain it with a case study. Curiosity loop. Dell Computers, under the leadership of Michael Dell, was one organization that embraced the strategy of requiring customers to pay for their computers in advance. You might think, of course they can. They're Dell after all. But this strategy was implemented not recently, but in the early days. By requiring upfront payments, Dell was able to finance its inventory using customer funds, which reduced the need for large capital investments in stock. This approach allowed for rapid scaling with minimal financial risk, as the company effectively used customer money to fuel its growth. From a business perspective, this makes perfect sense. Additionally, there's a psychological aspect to consider. When customers have the opportunity to place a pre-order or pay upfront for a product or service, it reveals whether there is true demand. This method is one of the simplest and most reliable ways for successful entrepreneurs to gauge interest in their offerings. Many prominent business leaders set up waiting lists or pre-order systems to determine the actual demand for their products. Here's a curiosity loop. But have you ever considered what would happen if Dell Computers fails to deliver the computers? Customers would naturally expect either their product or a refund. If Dell is unable to fulfill orders, issuing refunds could have financial repercussions, and the resulting damage to trust and reputation could be even worse. So always make sure to choose this strategy when you're confident in your ability to deliver, with reliable suppliers, efficient production, and a clear timeline. For startups, balancing ambition with caution is key. Therefore, always make sure you can execute before promising the world. Otherwise, that upfront cash could turn into a costly problem. Number 2, beg, borrow, don't steal. Tony Robbins once said, "It's not resources but resourcefulness that ultimately makes the difference." And this is key in entrepreneurship. So the mantra, beg, borrow, but don't steal, advocates for creative ways to gather resources without compromising something that most people ironically don't value: ethics. This strategy is about leveraging networks, negotiating deals, and utilizing existing resources to their fullest, especially human resources. But at the same time, know where to draw the line. Let me break down the strategy using the example of the iconic tech giant Apple. In its early days, Steve Jobs was known for his bold negotiation tactics, such as convincing Atari to pay him for creating a game or securing parts for computers on credit. You might not know that Jobs actually persuaded Atari to pay him while he was still in college. His ability to borrow from friends, seek favors, and negotiate favorable terms was instrumental in Apple becoming the tech giant we know today. However, there was a significant moment in 1980 when Apple was preparing to go public. Steve Jobs' close friend and early employee Daniel Kotke was denied stock options despite having helped build the company from the ground up. Investor Mike Markula argued that only engineers and higher-level employees should receive shares, and jobs sided with him, refusing to advocate for Kottke. This decision revealed that Jobs prioritized business strategy over personal loyalty, even when it seemed unjust. Ultimately, this strategy is about recognizing that every resource at your disposal, ranging from skills to connections, can be used to advance your venture. However, when push comes to shove, you must prioritize your ethics and do what's best for your business over personal relationships. Every time. And number 1, don't ask permission. I know what you're thinking. What about the government, brother? But I'm going to say something you need to hear. In a world where compliance and regulation can stifle innovation, the advice "don't ask permission" encourages entrepreneurs to act first and ask for forgiveness later, within legal bounds. The essence of this approach lies in making fast market moves, experimenting with ideas, and refining them through real-world feedback. Mark Zuckerberg's launch of the Facebook while at Harvard is a prime example. Instead of seeking university approval for his social networking site, he launched it first, adapting it as he encountered pushback or legal issues. This allowed him to gather user data and feedback, which was instrumental in shaping what would become one of the world's largest social platforms. This strategy doesn't advocate for law-breaking, but rather for a bias towards action. It's about understanding that in fast-changing markets, being the first to act can give a big advantage. Entrepreneurs need to tread carefully, making sure they're not crossing legal or ethical lines. But they also have to be bold, knowing that waiting for permission might mean missing the chance altogether. At the end of the day, success in business comes down to mindset and action. They remind us that entrepreneurship often means going against the norm, challenging the usual way of doing things, and sometimes just believing in, yes, we can. We really hope you loved our content. If you did, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with all our exciting future videos. And don't miss out on our latest video that dives deep into the fascinating differences between business intelligence and business analytics. It's a must-watch. You're going to find it super insightful.